Still sitting in a truck seat that's older than your favorite pair of work boots? Your back has been filing complaints for years. If your seat is worn out, sagging, or just plain uncomfortable, it's time for an upgrade. Head on over to seatspecialist.com. Check out their selection of quality replacement seats built to keep you comfortable mile after mile. And don't forget to use promo code TR10 4U to save 10% on your order. Seatspecialist.com, because a better ride starts with a better seat.
Welcome back to That's Delivered. I'm your host, Trucking Ray, and today we have an episode that's going to open your eyes about something you may have heard about before. It's a patent technology that's helping pain relief, energy, and even overall wellness. Especially, it's important for drivers putting their long hours in on the road, putting their health at risk by being sitting so long in the truck. Our guest today is Joe Fazio, the former tight end of Notre Dame, and someone who is personally seeing the major benefits from stem cell regeneration patch called X39. He's here to break it down and see what it is and how it works and why it might just be the recovery solution for so many truckers who are missing out on getting their game changed. So here we got Joe. We're going to welcome to That's Delivered, and I'm excited to dive into this.
Hey, Ray. How are you, brother?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, I was love the episode that we got lined up here for our listeners. I think you're gonna really love it for a lot of you guys out there. I mean, Joe, how do you get started in all this? Let's tell you a little bit about your background and what you got going on.
Well, I'm humbled and honored to be on your show. What a joy it is to communicate this incredible technology, especially to the truck driving world. I've been serving the trucking industry for about 40 years. I was approached a couple years ago about this technology, photobiomodulation, stem cells activation, elevating peptides, and we've been through a lot over the last 5, 6 years, and we just don't know who we can trust. But when I saw that this product carries a U.S. patent, that got my attention, Ray. I'm a former football player. My body's been in a lot of collisions. I would have to go to a chiropractor every 6 weeks without question. That debilitating sciatica, that pinching sensation went down my glutes to the back of my knee. I would literally be in an airport, drop my luggage, and have to crouch down like a baseball catcher, stretch out that nerve route. So my heart is to serve, and I'm especially thinking about the truck driving industry. And these guys and gals are in the cab a lot. Um, I'm hearing that it's not the healthiest lifestyle. They're eating a lot of food that is fast. Maybe they're not eating as clean and as healthy as they can because they just got to get some nourishment in their body and keep on trucking. But I'm confident. I'm confident that there's a lot of truck drivers out there that are struggling with things like back pain, things like neuropathy, which is a tingling sensation in the limbs. I'm confident that there are truck drivers out there that their A1C levels are a little bit elevated and perhaps they're on a prescription drug or two. I'm also confident that some of them are experiencing migraines. Maybe they're experiencing cramping while in the cab. So I was approached with this technology and I rejected it for a couple 3 times, and then I saw a testimonial on this little sticker. This is called the X39 stem cell reactivation patch. I saw a testimonial of a gal who had multiple sclerosis and she could barely wiggle her toes. And she wore this patch for 3 or 4 months. She got a major range of motion improvement, and now she's out riding her bicycle. So I do want to state the disclaimer. My wife and I have been involved in this company called Lifeway for 2 years. We are not making any medical promises or claims. This product does not heal, diagnose, treat, cure any type of disease or health condition. What it does, it accelerates phototherapy in the body so that the body can go back into homeostasis the way God designed our bodies so as to heal themselves. So, me being skeptical, my wife called it witchcraft. She said, no way. We finally decided to take a leap of faith, and I put this patch on my body. Ray, in 21 days, that debilitating sciatica pinching sensation went away in my back, and I was shocked. I woke up and I thought, I don't feel that pinching nerve sensation. I thought it was a fluke. Maybe it was going to come back, but it never came back. And that was 2 years ago. I'm convinced my chiropractor thinks I changed doctors, but I really didn't because I haven't needed his services. Well, my wife was not as cooperative in wearing this patch. Meanwhile, she's got no thyroid, 2-time cancer survivor. Her hair was falling out. She's got a food allergy called celiac, which means she can't eat wheat or gluten. She's got plantar fasciitis, back pain, hip pain, and restless leg syndrome. Can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that in 3 months and wearing this technology, 100% of those conditions that I just mentioned about my wife have totally gone away, totally been reversed. So we are blown away. I know people are going to be very skeptical. This is about $3.30 a day to wear this patch, about the price of a cup of coffee. There are people, there are former teammates of mine, there are athletes that travel out of the country to go get a stem cell injection. That's another way to reactivate your stem cells, but it's super expensive. The cost of travel and the cost of the injection can be upwards of $25,000 to $40,000 per shot. It's a much more economical, safe way to regenerate the stem cells in your body. And I do want to make a mention, Ray, please do not try to buy this patch on Amazon, Walmart.com, or any of the retail sites. It is 100% fake contraband product. We know that for a fact. So I know there's a lot of bargain shoppers out there that are going to want to just, see if they can save a buck and go get it, but that is absolutely very, very risky. You don't know where this product has been, whose hands, whether or not it's activated. So it comes in a sleeve of 30 patches, one for each day of the month. So I put this patch on this morning at about 8 a.m. I wear it. I go about my day. I cannot feel my stem cells reactivating. I take it off at night about 12 hours later. This is giving me clarity, mental focus, energy. I'm not drowsy. I don't need that cup of coffee in the afternoon anymore. And I let my body rest at night without the patch on my body. And then tomorrow morning, I put a fresh patch on. So I've been doing that for 2 years. My hair is going from gray back to brown. My vision's getting better. I also had a plantar fasciitis, and my Achilles was very, very swollen. All the inflammation and pain in my body is 100% gone. I apologize if this sounds salesy, folks, but we are just trying to share with you that popping pills and going on more pharmaceutical drugs is actually making the inflammation worse, not better. And this patch literally takes down the inflammation in your body so more stem cells can go to that area of the body and improve the healing and the mending on that part of your body. So that's kind of an overview, Ray. I am jazzed beyond belief about this medical device that is patented and proven to work.
Man, that's amazing, and I love the enthusiasm. I mean, it's almost too when you describe things. It's like we talked before, and I've shared with you some of my concerns. That's amazing. I mean, the
Yeah.
headaches, a lot of things you described that truck drivers are going through, and the collision part too. Whether a truck driver's been in an accident or not, but I'm thinking about football. But when we couple up to a trailer, sometimes these tractors they have a mind of their own, and they slam right into the back of the trailer, and it's like some getting hit in the back, But I always tell them,
Whiplash, neck pain, back pain. This is
it's like
this
you
is
get beat
gonna
up every day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good for wound healing as well. I had a teammate who had a bone spur in his toe, and the podiatrist literally threatened to take the toe off and amputate it because it would not heal. 45 days later, the toe literally healed itself because of the regeneration of stem cells, and the podiatrist could not believe it. The other thing I want to mention, Ray, is a lot of former NFL players are struggling with head trauma from concussions. There was a movie about 15 years ago with Will Smith called Concussion. That was actually made about the life of my dear friend Dave Duerson, who was Chicago Bears Super Bowl champion 1985. He ended up
The
taking his
Bears.
life. Yeah. And he
I'm sorry.
donated his brain to science because he had a condition called CTE,
Yep.
and that has to do with repetitive concussions. The human head was not meant to take on that many collisions into the head. And there's thousands of former NFL players that are showing symptoms of CTE, and we have a solution. Nobody knows about it. Okay, it's non-transdermal. There's no chemicals going into the body. This is polymer sealed on the skin. No stimulants, no stem cells, no drugs are entering the skin, and that's why it's a very safe product for people to wear on a daily basis. I've been wearing it for 2 years. I will never stop wearing it because I continue to get more and more benefits. It's not age reversal. I'm sorry, it's not anti-aging. It's literally reversing my age. I have the heart of a 28-year-old, and I'm 61 years old. We know that from EKGs, blood urinalysis, EEG testing. Cardiovascularly, it's returning the heart to a younger state. We see varicose veins and spider veins dissolving. Absolutely extraordinary technology.
Amazing. Yeah, I got some questions on that. Is what are the risks, side effects that people should know about? I mean, we're always going to think about that because our mind is geared to go that way.
Yeah.
What would you say about the stem cells? I mean, is it because it's new? What would you say?
Well, there are no risks. 1 in 10,000 people might get a rash from the 3M adhesive if their skin is a little bit sensitive, but we just encourage them to move it around the body if they're getting a little bit of rash. My wife puts it below her navel, and sometimes it might get a little bit itchy, but you can move it around your body. This is systemic. This patch can go anywhere on your body. If your shoulder hurts, if your neck hurts, I mean, you can patch right there. Um, no risks whatsoever because it's non-transdermal. There's no chemicals. It's not contraindicating with any other pharmaceutical drugs or pills that someone might be taking. Somebody has a pacemaker, no problem. This patch does not interfere with anything else going on in the body.
About high blood pressure?
I can't make a medical claim, but we have tremendous testimonials of people that used to have high blood pressure, went on this patch, and no longer do.
So I keep thinking of how long can you leave it on too?
Well, the inventor says to put it on for 12 to 14 hours a day. Um,
Is
the
that was he a trucker?
no, he's a God
It's
fearing
about how many hours we work,
scientist.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's actually a good point. Hours of service. Yeah, so leave it on that long, and then when you go off duty, take the patch off. You do want to let your body rest and rejuvenate from all of the stem cell activation that your body's going to start getting the impurities out. You do want to drink a lot of water. I know that may be a challenge for a trucker to have to go to the restroom, a little bit more often, but you do want to flush out the impurities. You may even get a metallic flavor in your mouth. All of the metals are going to start coming out of your skin. So those are some of the things we're seeing when people first start using the patch.
All right. Well, what about the product? Where is it made? FDA compliant approval or
Mhm.
recognition? What can we say is already out there for that?
Absolutely. LifeWave is a 20-year-old company, so it's not a startup. This patch is proven, it's patented. It carries an ISO 13485 certification, which, if you're familiar with the manufacturing world, ISO 9000, this happens to be a designation for a medical device. Doctors are literally calling this little sticker a medical device. In fact, we have an anesthesiologist on our team who says in his 40 years of medicine practice, this is the greatest breakthrough he's ever seen. And if you think about all the innovation and technology, people find that hard to believe that a little patch can absolutely be the number one greatest breakthrough in medicine. They would ship out of San Diego, California, from the factory. What we do is enroll people on the program. Uh, it's almost like enrolling in Costco. You get the best price when you enroll as a brand partner. And then as you're sharing this concept, there's actually a way that we can show you to get this product almost at no charge because the more referrals you bring to the program, the more compensation LifeWave is going to thank you. It's almost like when you and your wife go to a nice restaurant you have phenomenal food. What do? You tell people about that. But that restaurant's not giving you any type of thank you or referral fee for advertising their restaurant. But LifeWave does in fact do that. So internationally, we're in 82 different countries. So over in Europe, it ships out of Galway, Ireland, and then there's a manufacturing plant in Asia as well.
Man, so yeah, it's being that small. Think about shipping logistics. It's got to be pretty nice to ship. Shipping's got to be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just put a stamp on it.
We
Wow.
these patches come via FedEx in about 3 or 4 business days.
Ah, man, I was hoping UPS, but wow.
Sorry, bro.
I know. I can't have it all. Sorry. I like it. So let's see. We got that covered. What does people say that, a skeptical trucker? I know you said you've mentioned some trucking in your past and that you got to help truckers. What are truckers saying? What sounds too good to be true? I know if it's too good to
Well,
be true, how to use.
yeah, exactly. This product really does sound too good to be true, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tired of Western medicine, there's been a lot of cause for pause. Over the last 5 years, I think the WHO, the NIH, the CDC, the FDA, even your health practitioner, we're just not sure if they're telling us the whole truth. So it's about time we can take our health into our own hands as opposed to relying on someone else's expertise. Um, Wean yourself off of some of those prescription drugs. The one thing that just bothers my wife and I beyond end is when a health practitioner writes another prescription because of a side effect from a previous prescription. So it's just a never ending vicious cycle. This industry wants you as a long term customer. They're not interested in healing your condition. I have a pastor friend who's on high blood pressure medicine for 28 years. He said, Joe, the prescription's not doing a dang thing, but they want me to keep taking it. Well, you don't have to take it anymore. We have a solution that's going to bring your body back into balance in a very safe and effective way by reactivating those dormant stem cells that have gone to sleep. By the time you're 60 years old, most, if not all, of the stem cells in your body have gone dormant. They're still there, but they're just not very active, which is why if you see a 6-year-old child scrape their knee or fracture an arm, that mends very, very quickly because their stem cells are very, very active. But a 70 or 80-year-old person, if they fracture their arm, there's a good chance it may never heal. It's
Yeah.
going to heal very, very slowly because their stem cells are dormant. Ray, we're also getting vision success stories. So think about all the vision challenges from central serous retinopathy to cataracts to macular degeneration. I've got 2 people on my team that were legally blind in one eye, and they went on this patch for 6 months, and miraculously, it sounds too good to be true, but they're seeing out of that eye now. The eye doctor world is very, very baffled by what they're seeing from this technology. You can't inject a stem cell into the eye lest you risk blindness. So, what can you do besides taking more prescription drugs or having surgery? Put this patch on your body and watch how God puts your body back in balance and allows it to heal itself.
Tell us about the stem cell. For people that don't know about that, what can you share for
Yeah.
your knowledge about stem cell?
Well, every cell in our body, when God designed us, when the sperm met the egg, uh, your first cell was a stem cell. In fact, when the sperm met the egg, there was a flash of light. So, isn't it interesting that God incorporates light and He is the Father of light and He uses light as a healing mechanism? This product is the only patented product in the world that uses the human body as its power source. So, what I mean by that is When this patch goes on, it's on the back of my neck and it's acting like a sophisticated mirror. There's a lattice structure on the inside of this patch, and it's a reflector of light. And most people ask, well, do I need to be out in the sunlight to wear it? The answer is no, because God put low level infrared light and heat on the inside of your body. And that's what's hitting the patch and reflecting back into the tissue to stimulate and elevate a copper peptide called GHK. GHK. You can look up that human peptide and all the wonderful things it does in the body. The main one is it's going to reduce inflammation so that more stem cells can become active and get to areas of the body that need healing. Who do you know with seizures? Who do you know with anemia? Who do you know with memory loss, poor cognition? We call it neurodegeneration. And I'm talking about the big stuff too: Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer. Again, I'm not making a medical promise or claim, but why wouldn't you try something safe, proven, and patented as opposed to putting more chemicals and pharmaceuticals in your body, which are not good for your kidney and liver? It's actually causing more problems than it's helping.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you really break it down for us to really consider and make it a good decision. I appreciate you coming on the show and doing that. I mean, I think it really makes a big difference. Let's talk about what many they deal with back pain and issues. Can you walk us through the science? I know you mentioned stem cell regeneration, peptide evolution. Is that elevation?
Elevation, right, right.
What does that mean in layman terms? Kind of break it down a little bit more so
Yeah,
for people to
yeah.
understand if they never heard of this.
Yep. Well, a lot of those discs in your back, my son has degenerative disc disease, but 3 months on the patch, he's no longer complaining about those sharp pains. So what's happening with photobiomodulation is the inflammation is coming down in all of those discs in the vertebrae and all of those nerve routes. There's a chiropractor out of Southern California, Dr. Tony Smith, super successful. He's in a multidiscipline practice where he has osteos and other orthopedics around him. And he is now encouraging his patients to put this patch on between their visits to him, and it's keeping the adjustment much longer. I asked him when my sciatica went away in 21 days. I said, Dr. Tony, did it just mask the pain? He said, no. He said that nerve route that went down your glutes to the back of your knee, he said it lost all the inflammation and it triggered regenerative properties. So probably back pain, neck pain, hip pain. I thought I was going to have a hip replacement. I'm out. I'm out doing wind sprints now. I'm leaner. I'm stronger. I'm faster than I've ever been in my life. I know this sounds funny, but I'm in my 60s. I absolutely think I could play college football right now. That's how good my body feels. There's no inflammation or pain in my body. So
Maybe that's what LeBron James is doing, huh?
yeah,
Keeps
we do.
going.
Yeah. Um, there's quite a few track and field athletes, current NBA, current NFL players wearing this patch, and it's tapping into the mitochondria, the ATP. If you were to kind of research what ATP does in the mitochondria, which is the food source of the cells, athletes are getting extraordinary stamina, strength, and speed from putting the LifeWave patches on their body. So if you know someone that's competing and you want to give them a competitive edge, put a LifeWave patch on their body and watch them do their personal best in their selective sport.
Wow. So, man, the business side, you mentioned truck drivers enrolling through someone's platform. What does it mean, and how can truckers take part in the business side of if they're interested?
Yeah, that's a great question. There is a financial opportunity associated with this, but my heart is not in that solely. My heart is to help people come back into wellness and feel better and wean themselves off of the myriad of prescription drugs. If a family is interested in representing LifeWave to their extended family and their loved ones, maybe they have an aunt or an uncle that just had a stroke, maybe someone struggling with fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, or neurodegeneration, Parkinson's. A family can enroll onto the program, and as they start sharing, LifeWave is going to pay out 60% in commission for each patch that is invested. You're not buying a business; you're simply investing in X39 patches. And when you do, we can teach you a way to earn more revenue from just sharing it. You're just a herald. You're not selling anything. This patch absolutely sells itself. So yeah, there's a lot of people doing this as a part-time opportunity, and their part-time income is now surpassing the full-time job that they're currently working. So it's a double barrel blessing, Ray, not only from
Double
a health
barrel
perspective.
blessings. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Man, that's a coin. You got to be a coin saying there. Double barrel blessing. Wow, man, I'm really intrigued. It really sparks my interest. I'm not just sitting here to make a show. I'm curious. Has there anybody that's suffered from it that had to stop taking it? I mean, we got to be a little skeptical here, right? There's got to be at least one or two.
There's a couple of populations where the inventor says that you should not wear the patch, and that's people who have had an organ transplant. So they're on medication that's helping them accept that foreign organ in their body, and he recommends that they should not wear X39 because he doesn't want the stem cells kind of competing with that. The other population is someone that's on active chemotherapy, should not wear the X39 stem cell reactivation patch for similar reasons and in conflict amongst what's going on with the chemotherapy. There are no clinical studies of women who are pregnant, although we do have people on our team who have been pregnant and wore the patch. So that would just be a personal decision. But aside from that, Ray, we've not seen any negatives, any accidents, any uh, causing it, to make the body go into further illness or disease from wearing this patch.
Nice. That's really good. Thanks for the heads up too on what not to do.
Hmm.
I read the labels. I'm sure that information is on the packaging.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you want to be safe that way too. So you never know. Everybody's got a different situation. So thanks for being
Hmm.
honest and upfront about that.
My pleasure.
Yeah, the business side kind of sounds like a referral program. Just share your knowledge with people and help people out when you see that there's a need. You got a friend that's popping the ibuprofen. And say, hey man, here's something better.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were to research all of the direct sales home based businesses out there, you would see that LifeWave is number one out of 6,000 across the country. What I like best about this product, Ray, is it's not a Me Too product. It's a patent protected product that very few people know about. And if you're trying to do a home based business with vitamins or nutraceuticals or lotion or uh, candles or CBD oil or anything else, there's a myriad of businesses out there that you could do as a side gig. We call those Me Too products because you can find most of that product at Costco, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Walmart, Amazon, but you can't find this anywhere, the legitimate product anywhere except a brand partner like you or me. So that is the safest way to engage in this program is to get it from another brand partner. But my wife and I are just absolutely thrilled at the way we've been blessed, both from a health perspective and admittedly also financially. So that's why we call it a double barrel blessing.
Nice. I'll also put the video on here about if someone's listening today and they're curious and want to know more. There's a video you share it with me. I'll put that link on there for YouTube and how you guys have an overview of the product. I thought that was a great video to watch. Where can they reach you directly if they want to try the product or talk about getting more involved in helping others?
I appreciate that opportunity. I'm happy to give my personal cell, which is area code 901-355-5272. 901-355-5272, and my email address is first initial last name and the number 1, so it's JFAZIO, the numeral 1 at gmail.com.
That's what's up, man. That's real personal. I mean, doesn't get no better than that. Thank you.
No, absolutely.
Um, so, and then before we wrap it up, any last words or advice, especially those truckers in the community that out there pounding the road, really going at it, frustrated. They're watching their diet. They're trying to get the meat and potato diet, meat and vegetables, and still struggling and going to all those truck stops and seeing all the food, and you're still hungry and just kind of spinning your wheels, and it's hard out there.
Yeah. Well, I've never come across a medical product that would be more aligned to serve the trucking industry, especially for drivers. It's going to help curb their appetite. It's going to give them energy while at the wheel. And by the way, it's a non-caffeine like, it's a non-jittery type of just focus and clarity. If they are struggling with chronic inflammation and pain in their body, it's going to work on those areas of the body. This patch is very sophisticated. It'll go to areas of the body that have the direst need. And again, if someone's popping pills, this could actually be a mechanism by which to wean yourself off of taking all that ibuprofen and Aleve and Tylenol. Not to mention wean you off of some of those prescription drugs that one might be taking. So there are no downsides to going on this product. Again, $3.30 a day, about $100 per month. If you have an HSA or an FSA, we are hearing that there is a $1,000 reimbursement benefit for that HSA or FSA if you send in the receipts, because this is a phototherapy product and that qualifies for a reimbursement up to about $1,000 per year.
Hey, thank you so much, Joe, and for joining us. And introduction is something that could try to, change someone's life if they just give it a chance. Could truly help someone, a driver in the community or a loved one, take better care of their health, and that way it's going to be practical and also powerful, like you said, double barrel blessing.
Amen. Thanks for having me on, Ray. I really enjoyed spending time with you.
Yeah, likewise. To everyone that's listening in, is curious about X39. Check out the video that Joe shared with us. The link will be in the show notes. This episode is not a medical recommendation. We give a full disclaimer that we're not trying to help people change their life by being, playing doctor. But it's something that you can take and can definitely help you with a lot of your problems. Very similar to what we do when we grab that bottle of Tylenol or ibuprofen. So, they have a disclaimer as well. But this episode is not a medical recommendation. But if you're dealing with chronic pain or just looking for ways to stay strong on the road, this might be something you want to take a closer look at. It might be worth it. So, yeah, thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate you coming on the show.
My honor. Thank you, Ray. It's good to be here with you.
Yeah. And so until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and remember, the road delivers more than freight. So it delivers community, growth, and sometimes even healing. So that's delivered.
Are you a trucker looking for a safe and reliable place to park? Look no further than Truck Parking Club. With locations across the country, we've got the perfect spot waiting for you, whether it's daily or long-term parking. And right now, use promo code DELIVERED at checkout for an exclusive discount. Reserve your spot today at truckparkingclub.com and drive stress-free knowing your parking is covered.